1 minute into the first quarter. Jackson misses. And so Simmons will bring it up for the Nets. Durant in the corner. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
No hesitation from this Wally swing. Durant has such confidence shooting off the catch.
Hey, you talk to Simmons' teammates, he sets the tone. He's vocal and he leads by example.
Here's Tillman. Brooks with it. Picked up by Harris. And Durant sends it back. Irving passes to Harris. And the Nets, another three. And don't you notice, Chris, whenever the team has injuries, Simmons takes it upon himself to fill in the gaps.
And Kevin, no one to defer responsibility. I mean, some of his biggest games have been when he puts his team on his back and carries them across the finish line.
And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Kevin Durant.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare.
Will it go? And the layup by Jackson.
Inside Jackson is just so effective. His natural abilities give him the edge over the defense.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Irving looking for an opening. And Bain pulls it down.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the layup.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Irving, good.
This is the kind of start they were hoping for.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Here's Brooks. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Lobbed up there for KD. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's the three. And Brooks is good for 3.
Showing how lethal he can be from there. Brooks, oh man, if you keep giving Brooks these type of looks, he's going to keep making you pay.
So for the Nets, Andre Drummond's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Seth Curry in for Harris. Now here's Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Griffin passes to Simmons. There's the drive. Softly drops in the floater.
He's a tricky player. He's so difficult to guard. Simmons excels at going with the floater at the right time.
They double him with Drummond. On the wing, Jones. There's the lob to the hoop. And it's Clark with the jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now here's Simmons. His last outing, 16 points for him. Off on the layup.
Oh, just everything right about that crossover. Just didn't have anything left there for the finish.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
And it's Simmons penetrating. In the corner, Drummond with it. Back to Simmons. 55 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the layup's good off the glass.
You know, the focus Simmons has, just brushing past the defense, finding a way to finish. Nice work.
Jones in the post. Simmons is there. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer to
the previous play is under.
Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation.
The ruling on the floor stands.
Hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, he's never rattled at the strike. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Irving kicks to Curry. Back to Irving. Outside for Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Good on the bucket. Simmons got 6. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Clark, the pass to Jones. Clark against Drummond. Shot from 12. No good from Clark. Outside Irving. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Tyus Jones. Brooklyn shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Off the court, Irving has a reputation for speaking his mind. I respect that. He's authentic. At the end of the day, his play speaks for itself anyway.
And so it's Brooklyn ahead by 9 as the quarter comes. Well, Kyrie Irving at 6'3", one of the most creative finishers.
I just go back to being in my backyard and, you know.
Oh, it is indeed the English, the angles. He is a magician out there, Greg, with the ball in his hands.
And his godfather, Rod Strickland, another New York point guard legend who was known for his improvisational finishes. Kyrie had it from the soil.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
They've been effectively aggressive here in the first half, driving to the hoop with authority and getting a lot of their points right at the rim.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Memphis. Brooks at the 3 with Jackson at the 4. Then there's John Morant. And it's Bain in at the 2-guard spot. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Brooklyn Nets are creating a fresh legacy. Kevin Durant says it's new energy. We're one of the first teams in Nets history where fans are expecting us to do good things. Basketball culture is deep in Brooklyn, and they're looking for a team to latch on to. Well, guys, it looks like they found a good one.
I agree, David. Thanks. So for the Nets, Drummond comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's LaMarcus Aldridge in for Harris. When you know you're on a championship contender, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year?
Some of that depends on the leadership you have in the locker room. Certain guys that have an ability to keep everyone engaged and motivated and also loose and light in that locker room. So it does matter.
And Durant sends it back.
A tremendous defender. Durant's length can create major issues.
Aldridge with a screen on Morant. Durant the pass to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. Joe Harris is checked in for Brooklyn.
Joe Harris.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Morant against Irving. And it's Morant missing. Nets leading by 14. Durant dishes to Drummond. Outside Aldridge from downtown. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
But you also got to give credit to the offense, too. They exploited every hole they saw in the defense.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
I find it really interesting to talk to KD about his origins. He says every memory he had growing up involved basketball. Skip prom and stuff like that. He was just focused on the game.
And the Nets making a change here. Curry's checked in. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Tillman. Anderson comes in for Dylan Brooks. DeAnthony Melton, he's checked in for Bain. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant. 4 on the shot clock. The kick out to Anderson. A three-pointer is right on target. Anderson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Durant grew up in a tough environment. We all know that. Basketball, Greg, was the only way out.
As it has been for so many NBA players, you feel bad for guys with great talent who get derailed along the way. It takes so much hard work and discipline and luck just to have a chance at making it.
Drummond finds Harris. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, man, fantastic awareness from the big man. Drummond has an impressive understanding for when his guys have clean looks.
Pass to Melton from outside the arc. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Melton with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Now here's Melton. He's covered closely. To the middle. Here's Jackson. A rebound by the Nets. There's 48 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And it's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Drummond. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Ben Simmons in for Irving.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Clark kicks to Melton. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
He is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And so far this season, it's been average at best at the line. Only 71% as a shooter.
Outside Curry. Here's Claxton. He's covered by Anderson. Outside Simmons. Got it up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that does it for the first half of play. Nets out in front, up by 12. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime.
With All-Star Weekend around the corner, let's see who's looking to bring down the rims at the dunk contest this year. And Shaq, I have to ask you, why were you never in a dunk contest?
I know why.
Why, Kenny, why?
They would have needed an extra stanchion, because he would have been pulling the baskets down. See, you thought I was going to be mean.
Yeah, I did. I really did. Thank you for your compliment.
And taking a glance now at this game, right now it's a big-time lead for the Nets.
Their efforts in the paint have really paid dividends. It's been a focal point for them, not so much for the other team. That's been the difference in the game.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Yeah, I mean, showing that tenacity both mentally and physically.
The small and power forwards are Harris and Durant. Irving is out there with Simmons. And it's Aldridge in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Rolling towards the rim with power when Durant is attacking like this.
And one of the more versatile players in this league. Simmons gives you assists, rebounds, steals, and he continues to develop as a scorer. Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Oh, that's a tough shot. I mean, you have to have confidence in your abilities to even take it.
Now here's Durant. He has 5. Back to Simmons. Outside for Durant. Over Jackson. Durant, no good. And of course, Greg, Simmons gets the majority of his points from the foul line down.
And a one-man wrecking crew in transition. Excellent at driving the ball in the half court. And once he gets downhill, he is tough to stop.
Morant, that's for 2. Memphis the rebound. And the second chance effort by Jackson.
Yeah, it's all about the hustle. And right there, Jackson showed plenty of it getting the ball.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Here's Irving with the drive. Yep, it counts. Irving's got 10 points in the game.
Now that's a great move to get to the hoop. Awesome finger roll from him.
Jackson, a screen on Simmons. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
The Nets making a switch here. Drummond's checked in.
All right, look who's coming onto the court. Come on, get loud for George.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 6. Takes it off the glass. 8 points for him.
Tenacious play by Simmons in the paint right there. Not letting anyone get in his way.
Floats one up. It's sent back down by Simmons.
Grizzlies ball.
And so here's Memphis. It's a 14-point game. Greg, you played on one of college basketball's all-time super teams. Hard to imagine we'll see that kind of dominance over several seasons like you guys had at UNLV.
It's true, and we still see dominant teams, but you know, the difference is now the most talented teams tend to only play together for one season. And so that makes it really hard to run together stretches where you can call yourself a legitimate dynasty. But I still love where our game is and look forward to watching these young men chase their dream.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way, but Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait. So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Anderson's shot is off.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Harris passes to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Oh, the vertical Simmons has is unreal. He relishes rising up and jamming down.
Here's Melton. Averages about 5 points a game. The pass to Clark. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Tipped away and stolen by Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Well, they're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they can make and building this lead.
And more than one observer, Greg, has called Irving the most entertaining player in the game. What do you think?
A lot of competition for that distinction. but Irving does some things that no one else can, at least at his level. And then you never know when he's going to give us a juicy soundbite.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They got a lot to talk about.
So for the Nets, Griffin's checked in for Drummond. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Seth Curry in for Harris. Here's Conchar, guarded by Curry. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That'll be his second foul of the game. Baines checked in for Memphis.
Grizzlies substitution. Desmond Bain.
On defense, Brooklyn. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Clock at 6. Spins. Here's Anderson. And that time, also a missed shot.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now, here is Irving. Curry on the wing. Here's Griffin, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Griffin's got his second bucket tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Griffin against Clark. To the left wing. Here's Anderson. And so it's Brooklyn, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So on the floor for Memphis. Brooks at the 3 with Jackson at the 4. Then it's Brandon Clark. Then there's John Morant. And it's Bain in at the 2 spot. Here's Irving. And the rejection by Jackson. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. Tillman, he's checked in for Clark.
Grizzlies substitution. Xavier Tillman.
Jackson kicks to Morant. Memphis moving it around. Outside Jackson. Back to Brooks. Passes it to Morant. Jackson with it. Just 5 on the clock. And here's the fast break. Simmons with it. He's picked up by Morant. And Simmons slams it in.
Well, usually Simmons focuses on keeping others involved, but on certain nights, he creates for himself.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for Memphis. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to get it.
KD passes to Aldridge. On the wing, Irving. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. 12 points for Kyrie Irving.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Simmons against Morant. Here's Jackson and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Outside Irving. Greg, you've got the unique opportunity right now to watch your son Cole follow in your footsteps. What has changed for players now versus when you played?
Well, I think the players today are so much smarter, and they prepare to be pros at such an earlier age. And honestly, I think that's one of the advantages our league has. You know, you don't have to teach these guys responsibility. You may have to teach them the game, but they are ready, willing, and able to work to achieve their goals.
Drummond's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Pass to Durant. Right side Irving. Here he goes. No good on that one. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Brooks dishes to Morant. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Simmons. Outside for Durant. Pass to Drummond. Back to KD. Puts it up. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And another miss by Memphis. Brooklyn's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Inside, outside for Simmons. Drummond trying to get himself free, and they'll get another chance. To the inside. Tries again. And Drummond throws it down.
If I had to pick one man in today's NBA to patrol the offensive glass for me, Drummond might be that guy.
Morant looking around. Now the pass to Brooks. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Nets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Memphis has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Ben Simmons.
You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
Stolen by Anderson. Here's Conchar, guarded by Simmons.
Nets foul. Ben Simmons. His 4th personal. 3rd team foul.
No good on that one.
John Conchar. 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw.
They'll take it even with the miss. Anything they can do to cut into the lead.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Simmons laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
Jones, no one around him. Good on the 3-point shot.
Well, this is the attitude Anderson brings. A selfless player who loves giving it up to his open guys.
Irving kicks to Durant. For 3, Harris. It's off. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly. The other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Katie, what was the big thing to secure this win?
I like how active we were on the defensive side of the ball to start the game. We made shots tonight, and it's always good when you make shots. It brings more energy into the building, and I'm glad we got a W.
You earned it, man. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. As we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.